Hey everybody, on a short week, I am John Clark. This is Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. And I know you've heard the numbers out there. They're all favoring the Packers. Green Bay has never lost on Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers is undefeated against the Eagles. But how about Doug Peterson? He's 4-0 as Eagles coach on Thursday nights. He has gotten his team ready to play and won on the road several times on a short week. But before we jump into this game plan, let's talk about some of the missed opportunities against the Lions. Here's tape study presented by Chickies and Pete's.
Back goes Wentz. Wentz looking. Wentz fires, and it's caught. He's got a first down, and once again it's Mac Hollins.
All right, so this week on Tape Study, myself and Ike Reese, we're going to talk about just this tough loss the Eagles suffered this past Sunday at home to the Detroit Lions. When you have a loss like that where it's so close, and we say this all the time, every game comes down to a handful of plays. The Lions were able to make some of them. The Eagles were not able to make some of them on Sunday. As a player, how do you move on from that? We'll talk about the short week soon, but moving on from that game, how do you do that? How do you kind of flush that and move on?
Well, friend, those first 24 hours are critical. It's hard to just eliminate what just happened in the game from your mind, especially when you know how much you've put into the preparation going into that game. And when you have a tough loss that you're reflecting on and you're thinking back the mistakes that we made, the miscues that we had, the things that we wish we had done better, those things tend to linger a little bit. But you only get 24 hours with it. Yeah. And these guys are professionals. They have championship merit to them. And so they know how to handle a loss like this. Believe me, no one is hurting more than those players and those coaches are, but they also know they can't allow a loss like that to impact them moving forward. And in this league, if you don't put the tough losses behind you, they will carry over into the next game.
All right, well, let's take a look at just one example. And this is just, we're not going to harp on too much over these two plays, but this is the third quarter, and this is a three-man route concept from the Eagles. As we freeze it, we can take a look at exactly what the play concept is here. You're going to get a vertical route from the inside receiver and the outside receiver running a deep dig. We see them run this concept time and time and time again. Against the Lions, they had to run it 10, 11, 12 times. When you got it, it's going to be open. You're always trying to hit that deep dig route. And you're going to see here, Carson Wentz is going to drop back, and he puts this a little bit behind Mac Hollins here on this play. Mac comes up with the catch. This is a big-time play on third and long for this Eagles offense.
Yeah, perfect play design. They counted a man defense. Detroit likes to play in third and long situations. Good, clean pocket for Carson to deliver this ball. Like you said, a tad bit behind, but a great job from Mac there, using his hands to catch the ball there, reaching back and grabbing it to convert a key third down there. But it starts up front with the great pass protection, and then you got the guys on the right side running good routes to get separation, and Carson delivering a catchable ball.
Yeah, and it is a catchable ball. If this ball's a little bit more out in front, the yards after catch might even be better. Who knows? It might even be a bigger play, and you can see there the ball's just a little bit behind. A little bit later in the game, actually the final drive of the game, the Eagles come out, and this is a second down, second and long. So it's similar situation, right? You look down here, 3-by-1 set. You've got three receivers to Zach Ertz over on the other side. The Eagles are going to run the same exact route concept. You've got your vertical route from Nelson Aguilar. You've got the deep in cut here from Mac Hollins. The same play, same concept, and the execution was almost exact. And actually, the ball was even better on this one. Carson puts it right on the face mask of Mac Hollins. This time, the ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, you see just missed opportunities here. These are the type of things that, as a player, it's hard to let go of, from one game to the next. Key second down situation here. You're trying to get in field goal range. You're talking about the exact same route. This time, defender does a better job, but he's on the back hip of Mac Hollins here, which actually forces Carson to put this ball in front of Mac, gives him a chance to make the catch there. You see there, hands on the ball, just got to complete that catch. Mac knows that they had a nice game against the Lions, but I guarantee you this is the one that he'll be thinking about more than anything, because this is an opportunity here to make a big play and put yourself in position to possibly tie this game up or extend that drive and possibly go in for a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the receivers. The tight ends had drops. The running backs had drops. You had penalties on both sides. A special teams touchdown allowed. It was a full team effort with some of these chipping away at this loss. Now, moving on to Green Bay, you've got a short week here this week, going on the road on Thursday, so it's actually even an extra short week because you have a travel day on Wednesday. What does that mean? Now, take us into the mind of a player, what that process is like from their standpoint.
I happen to think in this situation, friend, this is good for the Eagles. After a tough loss at home to the Lions, you want to get back on the field as soon as possible. And I know they may possibly have some guys come back and help them out in this game against the Packers. So the fact that it's a short week, it's on the road, A lot of negativity around the city concerning the team. This will allow this team to pull closer together, go into a hostile environment where no one is really going to give them a chance to win this game. I've seen situations like this galvanize a team, and they use this to their benefit. This can be a game like that where you go into Lambeau, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, take that us against the world mentality, come closer together, and do the unthinkable.
Yeah, and execution will be important against a very talented Green Bay defense.
Enemy Intel is brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics at Jefferson Health, the official orthopedics and healthcare partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Green Bay Packers defense will present a serious challenge for the Philadelphia Eagles offense. When you study the Packers defense on film, you see a number of things right away. One is their play personality. They are aggressive, they're fast, they get people to the football. The other thing that stands out is it's a very good marriage of scheme and talent. They have a lot of talent at all three levels of the defense: the defensive line, the linebacker position, and in the secondary in particular. What we're going to show right here is a sack, and we're going to show this because it's very reflective and representative of what they do with their fronts. Now, what you're going to see here is on one side of the offensive center is Kyler Fackrell on the inside, then Zadarius Smith, and then Preston Smith. Now, when you see three defenders on one side of the offensive center, that is a very strong indicator that you're going to get some kind of stunt. And that's exactly what the Packers do here. What you're going to see is Zadarius Smith, number 55, he's going to be the picker. And Preston Smith from the outside, he's going to be the looper. Now, Zadarius Smith is so good at attacking that gap with speed between the guard and the tackle that he causes some confusion in the blocking scheme. And now when Preston Smith loops around, there is no one to pick him up. This is really a well-executed stunt, and it results in a sack of Mitchell Trubisky. That's just one example of what this team does on defense to create problems for your pass protection. And we haven't even talked about the secondary, right now playing as well as any secondary in the NFL. So this is a very serious challenge for an Eagles offense, because right now the Green Bay Packers defense is among the best in the NFL.
All right, Mike, quick. We know Mike Pettin from Bucks County. He is going to bring that blitz. But it's interesting, against the Lions, the Eagles going into the game, they saw they could get some matchups with their running backs on linebackers. Could they do that again in this game in Green Bay?
I think it's a similar attack, trying to get their versatile running backs in matchups against the linebackers. They were able to do it successfully against the Detroit Lions and had a couple of other opportunities that they didn't cash in on. But when you can get Miles Sanders going downfield against one of the linebackers, that's a matchup that you want. They see that it's going to be man coverage right away, and as you roll this tape, they hold this safety, and Carson does a nice job of holding the safety with his eyes. But look at this. First of all, he avoids that first headache with the linebacker, but then he's matched up on the linebacker, and he's coming across, and all of this congestion right in here, it really lends to a bad angle for the linebacker, and Miles Sanders just runs right by him. Look how wide open he is. That's what you want to get. You want to get these guys getting vertical, the halfbacks getting vertical against those linebackers. They're not good cover guys. Now, they can get pressure on you that going up the field, and they're good in run defense, but when you get them out in space, that's an advantage for the Eagles.
And you know, the Packers lead the NFC in sacks. Carson Wentz was sacked 3 times by the Lions.
Yeah.
How can they better protect Carson Wentz, but maybe get that ball out a little quicker sometimes?
Everybody's got to be assignment sound. The running backs as well. They're going to bring pressure. You know that. So you have to make sure that everybody gets a hat on a hat, that you keep them off the quarterback. And I think you're right. The ball has to come out quickly. Carson has to understand where his mismatches are, where he can take advantage of that defense and be ready to go to that guy when the ball is snapped.
And Mike, I'm looking at turnovers too, because nobody has taken the ball away more in the NFL this year than the Packers.
Yeah.
The Eagles are losing the turnover battle this year. Those 6 points against the Lions, that's the difference in the game. What can they do, Doug Peterson, in a short week to get it in their minds to hold on to the ball?
Well, that's just what you have to do. The most important thing in the game is the football. You can't put the ball on the ground, and they have to be smart in the way they attack this defense. I think the screen game is going to be big against this, but again, getting your skilled guys against their linebackers, that's going to be a big, big key.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, a proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Let's talk about the Green Bay Packers offense through 3 games. The number one thing that really stands out on film, believe it or not, is not Aaron Rodgers. It's their run game. And keep in mind, Matt LaFleur is the head coach. What's his background? He came from the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay school of offense. So the stretch run game, the outside zone run game, is the number one staple of this offense. And we saw that week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings, where they ran the ball extremely well. And really, the stretch run game has a very simple premise to it. What you're trying to do is stretch the front side and cut or seal the back side. And wherever you do that, that creates a gap or a hole for the back to cut through. He could cut through any number of spots. This one is really well done, and Aaron Jones is the ball carrier. You can see when he takes the handoff, he's working a bit laterally because he needs to allow all this to develop. The stretch run zone game is about patience and vision, allowing blocks to develop. Billy Turner, the right guard, does an outstanding job here. But notice the concept of the scheme. Notice what the 2 stack backers for the Vikings do. Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr, 2 really good players. Look how they are just running laterally. They're taking themselves out of the play because of the concept of the scheme. And now what happens? Aaron Jones lets it all develop. He works with patience, with vision. He sticks his foot in the ground, cuts back inside for a nice game. That is the stretch run game working very effectively. That is really the foundation and the starting point of the Packers offense. And it's probably been the strongest element of their offense through 3 games. Now, let's not forget Aaron Rodgers. Certainly he can make every throw and he can do it any time. But the pass game has been much slower to develop and take shape under Matt LaFleur than the stretch run game. So my guess is when the Eagles talked about the number one priority with the Packers offense, they were probably talking about the zone stretch run game.
All right, Ike Reese, I know he smiles when the Eagles are the best run defense in the NFC right now, and this may play right into the Eagles' hands because the Packers, they're trying to run the ball, but they're only averaging 3.4 yards a carry. So if they can make them one-dimensional, how will this game play out?
Well, I mean, listen, the Packers are coming into every game playing with the idea of trying to get Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams involved in the game. The passing game has been slow to come around for this offense. You look at Aaron Rodgers' passing numbers across the board, they're all down when you look at him from a career standpoint. But they are committed to trying to get this run game going. They want to be a more physical team. Now, teams that the Eagles have faced have given up on that run game early because the Eagles are so effective at stopping the run. So I'll expect to see some play action incorporated into this game plan, and the Eagles are going to have to be ready to be able to defend that.
And how did they do against play action sometimes against the Lions? Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought they did a real good job. Again, I talked about the courtesy running that the Lions did earlier in the game. The Eagles are just so good at it. You knew that they were setting it up for play action. You watch here. You get a twin formation here. Malcolm Jenkins, they're playing somewhat of a hybrid cover 2, cover 3 type of defense. And at the snap of the ball, you're going to get this receiver heading here. So Malcolm realizes he's only threatened by this one receiver here. And I love his body position, right? He's able to get out here, take a peek at that receiver, and then get his head back onto Matthew Stafford so he can read the quarterback's eyes. Now, Malcolm's a veteran enough player to realize this is just a 2-man route. The Eagles have 5-6 defenders back in zone coverage to be able to defend this, so Malcolm can sort of be sort of a freelancer. And he's getting whipped like he's supposed to. Nothing underneath here to threaten him. So what he's doing is he knows it's 2nd and long. He's getting depth there like you have to. And, man, the integrity of the defense holds up. Malcolm's able to get back. That pass to Marvin Jones looks like it's wide open to Matthew Stafford. But it's great zone defense by Malcolm, the way he played that there and was able to get back there and get his hands in.
Speaking of Malcolm, he was talking about how they've lost 2 NFC games, and instead of feeling sorry for yourself all week, going through a whole week, he wants to be right back out there Thursday. You played in some Thursday games. Is it a benefit sometimes after a loss to get right back out there?
Yeah, I'll be the first to tell you, anytime you lose a game, you're looking forward to that next game. And so most times you have to wait a full 7 days, sometimes 8 days.
And hear about it on talk radio all week.
And hear about it all week. This week, it's a short week. They get to go on the road to Green Bay. So I'm pretty sure these players are anxious to get back out there. This is a 1-2 team right now that's had 2 tough losses losses. They realize it's been the small things that cost them the last 2 weeks. They're not that far away from being where they want to be at. And so being able to get back on the field against a team like the Green Bay Packers, you know they're going to be up for the challenge on a Thursday night national TV. As a former player, that's what you want most of all, is to get back out there as soon as you can.
And talking to some of the guys after the game, I said, how's your body feeling? I said, pretty good.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that physical of a game. Is that a benefit as well, facing the Lions and now going on the road?
Yeah, how you feel in these short weeks certainly matters, right? The Atlanta game was pretty physical, lost a lot of guys in that ball game, lost Ron Darby in this past game, but for the most part, everyone else is pretty healthy, should be ready to go Thursday night. And as players, I tell you, when you lose a game, man, nothing hurts more than that. So you want to get back on that field as soon as possible so you can get that taste out of your mouth.
Hey, welcome back to Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. And you know, when you have a short week, there's not as many practices, you have to get back to basics. So let's get back to the basics. Let's go back to training camp when Doug Peterson was laying the foundation for this season and this team. Here is Doug, mic'd up in camp.
Oh, this is a great day, Lane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Great day. Here we go. Team blitz, ones are up. Miles, good pickup, Miles. That a way to stand in there. Nice job. Great pickup. Delay a game, backing up five, backing up five. Here we go. Right there. Ball's out. Ball's out. Twos are up. Who threw that? Who threw that? Okay, that's a training camp throw right there. Where'd you throw it? Inside, where he could circle the defense and come back inside. That's what we talk about right there. That's a great throw. Great throw. We got a sack right there. We got a sack right there. Blow it. Blow it. Blow it. Blow it. That's it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. He needed your help yesterday. When you get this on tape, like I didn't see it, and you know I get the palms up. Ones are up. Ones are up. Live. We're playing. Wherever the ball ends up, that's where we put it down. It's not scripted. This is 1st and 10. If you get a pick, you're off the field. 4th down, the special teams guys, we will punt the football. Oh, get in the end zone. Get in the end zone. All right. I'm okay with one and done. That's nice. Float him, see what the defense does. Quick float, snap the ball. Tempo, man, tempo, tempo, drag it a little bit. 3rd group, next play. There we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Back in the huddle, let's go. Yeah, we're up, we're full up. Stay off the QB though.
You know I wouldn't take Carson. Come on, man. You know I wouldn't dare do that.
I got you. 1st and 10 in the huddle right here, 1st and 10. Good stop, man, good job, man, that way. Sooner. 2nd down and 9, 2nd down and 9. Twos are up, nice job, LJ. Hey, good job today. 2nd day in a row, come out here was a little bit hotter. All right, there's a couple things as a coach that I want to see. One, the intensity. I want to see who's going to stay plugged in or who's going to go the other way. This makes you mentally tough right here, okay? This makes you mentally tough. That's a great job coming out here and attacking the day, right? Attacking it. No worries about what the weather's like. Yeah, it's hot, who cares? Great job today, great job, good intensity.
All right, we took you through the Eagles game plan. Got to watch out for that Mike Pettin blitz package. Slow down the running game. Aaron Rodgers not playing like the old A-Rod, so hopefully the Birds can win. Doug Peterson has not lost 3 NFC games in a row as Eagles coach. That's a little note for you. For more X's and O's breakdowns, check out the Eagle Eye in the Sky podcast, everywhere podcasts are available. Thanks for watching Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota, and enjoy the game, everybody. Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local tri-state Toyota dealers, a proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.